person that I was about, what, a year or two ago, I'm not that same person now. Where now it's more of a positive dude where, you know, I think I smile a little bit more too. And I think I try to be a comedian a little bit more often now. What is up, guys? It's the animal, the creature himself, the young lion, Nixlot Dameus. So, as you guys, some of you guys may already know, I'm a 4-time bodybuilding world champion. I hold 18 state powerlifting records and 6 national records. But before all of that, for all the good things, of course, everyone has a story. And mine may not be the prettiest one. I came to the United States when I was 9 years old, where automatically I faced bullying. And bullying to the extent of me wanting to commit suicide, me wanting to take my own life, me not really caring because I didn't have any hope of getting out of what I was going through. Having a single parent, basically, after my parents got their divorce, it was rough because, you know, I had to wake up every single day, watch my mom go to work and working at a coal factory where it was, you know, painful for her. And I would have to watch her, you know, hide her tears, go through all these things alone, and I'll have to be strong and try to not take the street route, which it was always easy for me to do. Now, seeing these things and, you know, wanting more out of life, knowing that there's a family back at home waiting for me to help them, made me want to chase my dreams harder and made me want to do what I want to do more. And with that, I basically started bodybuilding, and which was therapy for me, where, you know, training hardcore in the gym was like seeing those guys that used to bully me. And, you know, it was great. And then having the discipline to stay on a diet, basically I had to put that discipline towards everything in my life that I choose to do. And, you know, we talking me having to basically run for my life every single day, during school, after school, you name it, the neighborhood that I used to live in. And this is not just being bullied by like kids at the school. This is, you know, it goes beyond that. It goes to the gangs in my neighborhood. It goes to me just like being different, and people did not like, you know, me being different. So they took advantage of that, and where, you know, I did not speak any English, and therefore they knew I couldn't basically tell anyone what I was going through, what I was facing. So, you know, they did what made them happy. I had to run for my life on a daily basis. So now with that, it basically scarred me bad, where later on I got diagnosed with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. And on top of that, I got diagnosed with ANTS, automatic negative thoughts, which is both pre and post. So now you got PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. And you got ANTS, which is already thinking about things way before they even happen. So I'm already at a loss right then and there mentally. So that caused me to always be on guard. First school we're gonna go to is River Washington Middle School, where I got my butt handed to me for absolutely no reason after school. Grover, right? So one day, we leaving out of the schoolyard. We left through this door right there. Then as I'm walking with these kids that live in my neighborhood, I'm walking with them because in my mind, we live in the same neighborhood, so I guess we're friends. But nope. So I see them coming behind me. So I cross the street at this angle. Okay. Now they cross the street as well. So we're walking up the hill. Walking up the hill. And I started walking a little bit faster. Now, they're moving faster. And when we got to about right here, this is basically where the chase began. Chase began, whatever. Now, we get to exactly right here. Right here. And, you know, one of them caught me, punched her in the face. Next one follows up. Then practically everybody who's getting out of the school at the time, who's walking at that side, and some who were on this side,
ran over. Everyone is punching me. So not only am I being punched now, those people that I was walking with that I thought were my friends, they just kept it pushing. Now I'm on the floor, I'm looking at them walk away, and I'm like, why aren't they helping me or trying to defend me at all? Whatever. Nope, not gonna happen. After all of that happened, after every kid left, was picked up by their parents, I finally get up from the floor. Tears and all, face swollen. I look like like Will Smith did in that movie when he got his allergy reaction. And I go back to the school, I'm like, can I speak to the vice principal? The secretary at the front desk. Oh, she's in a meeting right now. Clearly, if I come back at like 4:30, school got out at like 3:09 at the time. I got tears in my eyes. I look dirty as hell. Face is swelling. Clearly, I need her bad. So whatever meeting she's in, trust me, is not as important as this is. Okay. So now, I had to walk home. Trying to get home. Parents is upset I'm home late, so I tell them the story. Now they're upset. They can't really do anything, really. So my dad, who's blind, doesn't really speak any English. Now he goes to the school and tries to, defend me and, whatever. So, we got this translator there. They're, telling the principal what's going on at the time. And now, the principal's like, who did it, whatever. So I'm giving names people that I think I can remember. And keep in mind, like I said, everybody who left out that school that day got a punch in. And I only was able to give name of like 10 dudes, for real. So I did that, and those kids were expelled. And that was not the best thing for me at all, because now those kids that were expelled are claiming that they weren't part of it. Now that they're not part of it, now that's my ass, because now I'm the one that did them wrong, and they are claiming they didn't do anything wrong. Okay. So I get transferred out. I go to Finn letter, which we're down the street from. I get the Finn letter. Oh man. In my mind, this is gonna be a new school, it's gonna be nice. Things are gonna go great, things are gonna be awesome. I don't gotta worry about being bullied. And from my understanding, Grover and Finletter don't like each other. And, not only don't like each other, they, always fight. So I'm like, okay, so if I transfer from there, okay, I'll be good, because that school and this school don't mess with each other, so I'll be alright, I get there. Everybody's looking at me like I was different. Okay, so now I'm really screwed. So now I'm getting a little bit fed up. Continuously getting bullied, continuously being picked on. Gotta worry about people in my neighborhood, gotta worry about people at school, gotta worry about people after school, gotta worry about all these things. So now I'm like, yo, I can't.
And of course, I had to find, a route. And the first route that I found was suicide. I wanted to commit my, take my own life, where I attempted multiple times. And clearly it was not successful. And it wasn't successful because of a couple things, where number one, I knew that God did not like that. And two, it just was not the smartest thing to do, where now I would basically be leaving my mom in this world alone. And, I knew that was gonna be hard for her to accept. So instead of me doing that, basically stood up, manned up, and figured that I was gonna take my own actions. So now I started taking Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Hapkido, Aikido, and I knew for a fact that I would have to start fighting back. And I did just that. So started fighting back, then I started getting a little bit more serious about bodybuilding, and I found out about my genetics, where, genetically gifted, long story short. And I kept on pushing towards that. Then when I got to high school, I started powerlifting. And when I started powerlifting, found out about my strength. So this is where I really got my, I guess you could call it breakthrough. So when I got to high school at 14, and At that time, I done played football already. Basically, got, you know, a little bit more handsome. Got a little bit of facial hair at the time. And I was more of a beast now, I guess you could call it. Because I already got 2 years into bodybuilding. So I got 2 years into working out, more serious about working out. I wanted to be like Ronnie Coleman at the time. So I was basically carrying myself around like a bodybuilder and a football player. Then, you know, like I said, I was handsome. I was a handsome kid. I don't know what happened now though, but I was handsome. When I got here, everybody was, you know, a little bit scared of me because I'm 5'11", I'm 188 when I got to high school. I was 188, 5'11", and like pretty big for a freshman, pretty big. And then started training at the school because the school had a gym. And on top of that, you know, I really wasn't speaking to anybody because I did not trust anybody. I learned my lesson. So in the lunchroom, I'll be sitting by myself. In the hallways, I'll be walking around by myself. You know, people will speak to me. I'll reply, of course, you know, whatever, pointers here and there. And I was always that kid that people were curious about. And, you know, people talk, I'll reply. Then we started the powerlifting team here, me and my coach, Brett Lynch. And powerlifting, as a freshman, so we'd work out after school from 2:16 through, we would not leave here sometimes until like 8 o'clock at night, because it was like the coach would work out. All the students, like, that were into training really would work out, and some of the other staff members would work out with us. And it was just amazing. Great music, great vibe, great energy, great everything. And me at that time, I was only getting bigger and I was only getting stronger because my coach, he's a bodybuilder. So he knows the, you know, pointers of how to get big and all that. So he's telling me what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, all of that. And I'm taking all these advice and I'm putting them to work. When I started getting more knowledge behind it all, it just became great. So started breaking state records at first. My first record that I broke was a bench press record at 275, weighing 198 at 14 years old. And from that, the rest is history. Every meet that I would enter, I would break some type of record. I wouldn't enter meets to win first place. I would enter meets just to break records. And breaking that record would automatically give me first place. So from that, you know, I just started increasing everything, my knowledge behind it all, my work, everything. And, you know, right now, what I'm actually working on is basically pushing my brand, you know, being against bullying, pushing for positivity, and, you know, inspiring the younger generation, even the older generations, to do what's best for them, take actions in their own life, start acting out on their dream, and, you know, staying focused and keep, you know, not giving up because somebody said they can't do something, somebody said they can't accomplish anything. So this is who I am. This is what I faced before I became the young lion. Thank you.